Welcome to Faith in Focus, the heaven scenario, overcoming fear with eternal hope, inspired by the Book of Mysteries by Jonathan Cahn. One quiet night, as the campfire's glow flickered and the embers dimmed, the teacher and I sat in silence. Suddenly I heard a noise, the sound of footsteps walking over broken branches. Instinctively I asked, "What do you think that was?" He replied, "An animal? The wind?" We paused, listening intently, but the noise faded away. Then he posed a question. What would be the worst-case scenario? I thought about it. If it was a lion, a bear, or even a murderer, that would be the worst. He agreed. And what's the worst thing that could happen after that? We could be killed. He pressed further. What if it's a less extreme scenario, like getting sick? Then the sickness could be fatal, I answered. And the worst after that? I could die, I admitted. He continued, You have a job, but you get fired. The worst case, you can't find another, and you sink into poverty and starvation. Notice how each scenario, no matter how dire, ends with the same ultimate outcome, death. But here's the divine truth. If you are a child of God, if you are saved, what happens after your worst-case scenarios? I paused, thinking. Then I go to heaven, I said quietly. Yes, he affirmed, to a place with no more pain, no more tears, no more sorrow. Heaven. He explained, Your worst-case scenario is heaven. All your fears and anxieties are ultimately rooted in the unknown. Streets of gold, perfect peace, unending joy. That's what you really have to be afraid of, losing the temporary and gaining the eternal. Think about it. Once you realize your fears point to heaven, the ultimate place of eternal perfection, what is there left to fear? When you look to the end, to heaven, you can live with confidence, beyond fear. For the truth is, for a child of God, the worst-case scenario is heaven. The mission. Take your fears, worries, and anxieties and lead them to their ultimate destination, heaven. With heaven as your worst-case scenario, you can live free from fear and anxiety. Here are scriptures to anchor this truth. 1 Corinthians 2:9. No eye has seen, no ear has heard, no mind has conceived what God has prepared for those who love him. Philippians 1:21-23. For to me to live is Christ, and to die is gain. I desire to depart and be with Christ, which is better by far. Colossians 1:5. The faith and love that spring from the hope stored up for you in heaven. 2 Timothy 4:6-8. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. There is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, the anti-fear and anti-anxiety solution. Reframe your perspective. When fear rises, look ahead to heaven. Let that future hope diminish your fears and fill your heart with peace. Remember, the place prepared for you is beyond anything you can imagine, and it's waiting for you at the end of this life. Live confidently, knowing that the worst-case scenario is heaven, and in that truth, find your peace and freedom from fear. Shalom from Godstream Radio, where his word is our refuge. Thank you for joining me on Faith in Focus. Remember, these insights are inspired by Jonathan Cahn's The Book of Mysteries. Until next time, may you find strength in the revelation of his love.